Hi there, welcome to Roll. Tristan's my name, and today I'm going to take us through how you can use Roll to handle all of the invoicing for your business. And it's not just the invoicing, but the management of invoices and payments for your business, all from within Roll. So let's get into it. What I've done is set up a dummy job for a company called Smith & Co. It's a simple website, the total value of which is $12,000. And before we get started, what we want to do is we actually want to invoice a deposit payment for this job. So before we get started, we want to make sure that there's some money in the bank or some skin in the game from the client. So what we can do is, there's a couple ways to do it, but if we go up to the Invoices tab, from here we can actually start the creation of the invoice process. And just before we get into it, but down the left hand side we can see that we've got a bit of a flow here, and it's a natural flow of invoices and payments for a business. So they generally start off as a draft. Once they're confirmed, they'll go into awaiting payment. Then they'll go overdue if they're overdue, and once they've been paid by the client, they are effectively paid. And then down here we can actually go and see all of the invoices that have been created. But for the sake of this demonstration, let's just go and create an invoice, and we get the invoice flyout pop out straight away. And up here in the top section, I'll just talk you through the invoice a little bit, but in the top section we've got a whole lot of customizable information that is specific for your business, and it's all editable, so you can edit it on the fly, and whatever you put in here now will become the default for the next invoice. And we've got all this text in here now. We can also have your own company logo in here, and away you go. So let's start creating the invoice. So I want to invoice it to, put in the company name, Smith & Co, and Roll will automatically bring up all the projects that you've got on the go for Smith & Co. In this case, there's only one going at the moment, which is the job in question. So we'll select that, and you can straight away see how much is remaining unbilled on the project and the total project value, which is in this case $12,000. So what we want to do is to give the invoice a due date. So we're going to say it's due in a week, and we want to give it a description. So website deposit, and we don't need to give it a PO number, but you can, and then we'll give it a better description down here, or a fuller explanation on the project and what the invoice is for. So deposit invoice for new website, new site.com. We're going to do one. We're going to do a 25% invoice, and automatically Roll will take out or include your tax settings in the invoice. So whatever you have set up in the settings for tax in the settings area, Roll will bring that through and calculate accordingly. And for you, in your example, it might be, or in your case, it might be VAT. It might just be tax. And the tax rates may vary or will vary depending on what region you're in. So make sure you set that up accordingly. The amounts in this case, we're going to say they're tax exclusive, so they'll add GST or tax on top. And then we've also got our terms and conditions, and here you can do things like put in what your terms of trade are. So invoices must be paid in 7 days or 20 days, 20th of the month. And you can add things like your bank account number, so make it easy for clients to actually pay into your account, and etc. And underneath that, we've got save and close. We can email this invoice directly to the client. We've got some other actions here, including downloading it as a PDF, mark the invoice as sent, and importantly, we can log a payment against the invoice. And I'll show you how that works in a minute. For this example, we're going to email this directly out to the client. So we've hit the email button, and up comes an email template, and this is all customizable. We've got default text in here, but you can customize it to say what you wish. And underneath the message, it's got what's actually going to happen. So here we're going to send one invoice. You can send multiple at the same time, but in this case it's one invoice, and we're going to send it to, I've put in my email address here just for the sake of this demonstration. And once we're happy with it, we just hit send, and boom, out goes the email with the invoice attached. And what you've just seen is the invoices come out of draft, and if we click in awaiting payment, we can see here it is sitting in a waiting payment. So in this screen here, we'll get a full listing of all the invoices that we're owed. So it's really easy to go and chase up invoices to see where they're at, or especially for the ones that are either awaiting payment or overdue. And these are the ones that you really want to get on top of and put calls into. I'll go back into our invoice in question. A couple more things. We've got a shareable link here, and I'll just click on that and show you what that looks like. It's effectively shows you or gives you a link to an online copy of the invoice. So if you've got your client on chat or something similar, you can then just share the link, just a quick link URL with your client, and away they go. If I go back into role here, so let's take in this example, the client's paid it, we've seen it come into our bank account, so we just need to let role know. So in here we can log a payment against the invoice. So log payment, it'll automatically come up with the amount that's been paid. You can do only a part payment if you wish. In this case we're going to do a full payment of this invoice, 0115, and we can say that add payment. There we go, and there's a note saying that it's been added to the invoice, and we can save and close out of here. And it's now taken out of awaiting payment, and if we go into paid, we can see it's now marked as paid. Fantastic. We've got a way of managing all the invoices for this business. Now let's go back and have a look at the project, see what's happened there. Here it is here. Let's drill into it, or before we do, we can see that we have billed $3,000 of the total value, which is $12,000. If I drill into it, we can then see more around the financial summary associated with the job, and also any costs here, but we've incurred none at this stage. But if I go into the invoices tab, we've got the invoice sitting here, so you can see it, and the status that invoice is currently in. And up here we can see how much is still yet to be billed. So a fantastic way of managing all your invoices associated with a project. The great thing about Roll is it groups all information related to a project in one area, so you can quickly see it, and that includes all of your financial information with that project. Really, really powerful stuff. Nice and quick, nice and easy. So that's how you use Roll to help you manage or create and manage invoices for your business. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out our other videos online, and we'll talk to you again soon.